Here's how eating junk food actually made me lose weight. And so I'm not just like messing around for the video. This is actually a genuine, story of mine. I used to eat only clean. I would only eat strictly healthy meal prep, right? So I was doing chicken, broccoli, rice, and repeat. I was just repeating that, protein drinks, that's all I would have. I cut everything else out. And I'm someone who's loved junk food, loves sweets, all these things, loves to eat. I cut all these things down and I wanted to get to 175. I thought that would be the perfect weight for me. I'm about 5'10". So I get down to the goal weight just off of sheer willpower, right? And then what happens is I shoot right back up. And this happens multiple times where I do the hard work and I redo it by binging because I kept restricting myself. And so I came across this video and it was talking about how, lose weight, eating junk food or whatever. And I'm like, oh, of course, this guy's some influencer, right? He's just got these crazy genetics or metabolism. Then I started doing my own research and I'm like, no way. Why did school not teach us this? They did the Twinkie study where someone literally ate only Twinkies while on a diet and still lost weight because they were in a calorie deficit. And so I didn't know about any of this stuff. And so I'm like, wait, so, because I kind of started to learn about the calorie deficit, but no one mentioned how you can eat whatever you want. And so obviously, if you ate just Twinkies, that'd be horrible. But I was like, wait a second, I can, hit my calories and then, see what I can fit in. And so I remember eating pizza, losing weight after a couple weeks. And I remember trying like cookies and, I was having chips and stuff like that. Like tonight is a perfect example. I'm literally gonna end my night with some chocolate chip cookies. And I'm actually in the current process of losing weight. I'm at 182 pounds. Weighed that yesterday. I'm trying to get down to 175 again. I was out of fight camp, had some injuries, went back to around 190. And then now that I'm able to increase my steps and be able to box again, because I had wrist and foot injuries, so I've increased my activity and then I started to hit a deficit. So yeah, I'm literally gonna lose weight while eating cookies, and it's crazy, but that's the trick for me that got me to finally sustainably lose weight. And so obviously I'm not saying to eat a bunch of junk food, right? I'm not saying to just eat a bunch of junk food only, but if you hit your protein goal, which if anyone knows hitting a protein goal, it's got to be close to your goal body weight. So it's not like you can just eat a bunch of junk food and hit your protein goal. Like you gotta, hit your protein goal, and most of the time it's gonna have, quality foods, right? Because they're gonna be higher protein, lower calorie foods. So they're gonna be healthier. But I'm saying to, fit in, especially when you're bigger, you know, cheat meals every day, daily cheat meals. I know it sounds crazy, but it truly works. And so, yeah, especially when you're bigger. When you're bigger, you have a bigger calorie deficit. And so you can really fit in. Like if your deficit is 2,600 calories, my deficit was, a lot higher from my bulk. I was over 225 pounds, right? I remember I was really eating Pizza Hut and I was documenting my whole journey, posting on my stories and stuff, showing people, yo, I'm down, 5 pounds this week, eating Pizza Hut, track my calories. And yeah, I was showing people and they're like all confused. And before you even talk about how, wait till you get older, every one of my clients is older. Look at my page on Facebook or Instagram. Look at my bio. I help men 30 through 40, busy, overweight men lose 20 to 30 pounds without restrictive dieting or whatever, right? So all my clients are older. They have the same methods. They learn the same thing that I did. The only truth to the age thing is that your metabolism does get slower, but it's very very small percentage. It's about 1% over the years. It's very minimal. What happens is people just don't move. They're not very active, and so that's for a different topic. But the reason I bring it up is because most people think that you can't eat junk food because you get older in metabolism. But the truth is that people just don't, they're not active. They stop moving, they start eating higher calorie foods. And so that's why. But I really wanted to share my story about, how I was able to go from yo-yoing up and down to finally able to consistently stick to a diet. And I think it's something that you guys should do as well.